Thank you so much for joining Safe Haven Radio today. I know that clicking on this video took courage, especially if you're feeling like life has lost its color and everyday experiences feel empty or meaningless. Many of you watching may have woken up this morning feeling disconnected from the joy that once came naturally, wondering if you'll ever feel genuine happiness again. Please know that you're not alone in this experience, and what you're feeling has a name and, more importantly, proven pathways to improvement. Today, we're going to explore the neuroscience of rediscovering joy together, not through toxic positivity or forced happiness, but through understanding what's actually happening in your brain and learning evidence-based techniques that have helped thousands of people reconnect with pleasure and meaning in their daily lives. I want to be clear from the start that while the methods we'll discuss are scientifically validated and effective for many people, everyone's journey is unique, and if you're experiencing severe symptoms, it's important to work with a mental health professional alongside these techniques. Let's begin by understanding what science tells us about why joy sometimes disappears from our lives. The experience you may be having, where activities that once brought pleasure now feel empty, is called anhedonia, and it's far more common than you might think. Recent research from 2024 has revolutionized our understanding of this condition. A groundbreaking study published this year used high-density electrophysiology to map exactly what happens in the brain when we lose the ability to feel joy. The researchers found that specific neural circuits in the basolateral amygdala and ventral hippocampus show distinct patterns of disruption when someone experiences anhedonia. What's particularly fascinating and hopeful is that this same research revealed that these patterns aren't permanent. When individuals engaged in targeted interventions, their brains showed remarkable plasticity, with resilient individuals demonstrating robust neural discrimination between reward choices. The effect sizes measured in these studies were 0.52, which in scientific terms represents a moderate to large improvement, meaningful, real change that participants could feel in their daily lives. Meta-analyses examining over 10,000 participants have shown that behavioral activation therapy, which we'll explore in detail, produces significant improvements in daily joy experiences. What's remarkable is that these improvements are comparable to or even exceed those seen with traditional antidepressant medications. A comprehensive review from 2024 found that interventions specifically targeting reward processing showed improvement rates of up to 70% within 8 weeks. Brain imaging studies reveal something even more encouraging. These interventions actually restructure neural pathways, particularly in the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, which is crucial for detecting rewards and choosing positive behaviors. It's important to understand that approximately 30% of people with depression don't respond to traditional treatments, not because they're treatment resistant, but because standard approaches often don't address the specific neural circuits involved in pleasure processing. The latest neuroscience research emphasizes that joy isn't just an emotion or a state of mind. It's a complex neurobiological process involving multiple brain networks that can be systematically reactivated and strengthened. Now, let's move into the practical methods that can help reignite your capacity for joy. These aren't quick fixes or superficial techniques, but evidence-based practices that work by gradually reactivating and strengthening your brain's reward circuits. The first and perhaps most powerful technique is behavioral activation scheduling. I know it might sound simple, but the neuroscience behind it is profound. Each morning, take just 15 minutes to plan one rewarding activity for your day. It can be incredibly small, making your favorite tea, listening to a song you used to love, or sitting in sunlight for 5 minutes. The key insight from research is that you should choose activities that historically brought you pleasure, even if they don't feel appealing right now. This is because your brain's reward system actually responds to the behavior before your emotions catch up. Studies show that this simple practice can begin activating dormant reward circuits within just a few days. The second method is the 3 Good Things protocol, which has been validated by multiple research studies. Each evening, write down 3 positive experiences from your day, but here's the crucial part, include specific sensory details. Instead of just writing, had coffee, you might write, felt the warm ceramic mug in my hands, inhaled the rich aroma, tasted the slight bitterness followed by cream smoothness. This level of detail is important because it engages multiple brain regions involved in pleasure processing. Research shows this practice can increase positive affect by actually restructuring attention networks in just 2 weeks. Let me share the savoring meditation technique, which brain imaging studies have shown activates and strengthens reward processing regions. Set aside 10 minutes daily to focus intensely on one pleasurable sensory experience. This could be slowly eating a piece of chocolate, listening to a favorite piece of music, or feeling warm water in the shower. Set a timer and fully immerse yourself in the experience, noticing every subtle sensation without distraction. The key is to engage with curiosity and openness, as if experiencing it for the first time. The 4th technique is called opposite action, and it's particularly powerful when you feel the urge to withdraw or isolate. When your brain tells you to stay in bed, commit to a 5-minute walk. When you want to avoid everyone, send one simple text to a friend. You don't have to feel like doing it, in fact, you probably won't. But this technique, proven effective in multiple clinical trials, works by breaking the cycle of behavioral deactivation that maintains anhedonia. Each opposite action sends signals to your brain that gradually shift your neural patterns. I also want to share the concept of creating a joy menu, which research shows increases behavioral engagement by 40%. List activities categorized by the energy level required. Low energy might include watching funny videos, looking at photos that make you smile, or listening to uplifting music. Medium energy could be cooking a simple meal, doing gentle stretches, or organizing one small area. High energy might include exercise, social activities, or creative projects. Having these pre-planned options eliminates decision fatigue when motivation is low, making it much more likely you'll engage in rewarding activities. Finally, implement what researchers call microdoses of joy. Set gentle reminders on your phone for brief 2-minute pleasure breaks throughout the day. Step outside and feel sunlight on your face, smell a favorite scent, or watch a video that makes you laugh. These might seem insignificant, but neuroscience shows that these small interventions accumulate to create significant neuroplastic changes over time. Your brain doesn't distinguish between big and small pleasures when it comes to reactivating reward circuits. Consistency matters more than intensity. To summarize what we've discussed today, remember these key points. First, behavioral activation literally rewires your reward circuits within weeks through consistent small actions. Second, joy often returns through action before the emotion follows, so don't wait to feel motivated. Third, small daily pleasures create cumulative neural changes that build over time. Fourth, savoring amplifies positive experiences through mindful attention to sensory details. Fifth, opposite action breaks the behavioral cycles that maintain anhedonia. And finally, having pre-planned joy activities eliminates decision fatigue when you need it most. I want to leave you with this truth. The science clearly shows that you can retrain your brain to experience joy again. This isn't wishful thinking or empty encouragement. It's based on robust research demonstrating neuroplasticity, your brain's remarkable ability to form new neural pathways throughout your life. Start with just one small rewarding activity tomorrow, knowing that each positive action literally reshapes your neural architecture. Your capacity for happiness isn't broken or lost forever. It's simply dormant, waiting to be gently and consistently reactivated through these evidence-based techniques. Please remember that healing isn't linear. Some days will feel easier than others, and that's completely normal. Be patient and compassionate with yourself as you practice these techniques. If you're struggling with severe symptoms or having thoughts of self-harm, Please reach out to a mental health professional who can provide personalized support alongside these practices. If today's content provided any support or hope, please consider hitting the like button to help others who might be searching for this information. Subscribe to Safe Haven Radio to continue learning about mental health and well-being together. Remember, you don't have to do this alone, and taking the step to watch this video shows incredible strength. May your hearts feel a little lighter, and may you rediscover moments of genuine joy in the days ahead. Thank you for listening to Safe Haven Radio. This content is for educational purposes and is not a substitute for professional mental health treatment. If you're experiencing persistent symptoms or distress, please consult with a qualified mental health professional who can provide appropriate support and guidance tailored to your specific needs.